folks, welcome back to Nostalgianomics and another episode of which Pokemon product is going to zero today. We're going to jump in and find that out in just a second, but first, I have to give a shout out to today's sponsor, which is me. Yeah, a sponsor of my own video. What do you think about that? I actually just wanted to give a quick shout out to what's coming up here on the channel and the revamped website that I made. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to talk about the next box break, okay? And I'm going to tell you how I came about the boxes and the packs that I'm offering. So a while ago when I did my last box break, I did a poll on YouTube and asked all of you, which era did you want to see open most? And overwhelmingly, you all chose XY. And so then I asked, which sets would you like to see? And I gave a choice of Ancient Origins, Breakthrough, Fates Collide, and Evolutions. And overwhelmingly, you chose Ancient Origins. However, Evolutions was a very close second. And Evolutions is very close to my heart. It's what brought me really back majorly engaged and involved in the modern hobby. It's what I open the most of out of any set, probably still to this day. And so, yes, Evolutions is going to be the big box along with 151 and Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift, brand new. Everyone's going to want to see it. So, of course, we're going to have Paradox Rift. 151, no one really had enough time to collect it yet. Everyone still loves to open it. So, yes, we're going to have 151. But also, Evolutions is going to be the big hitter box. I think there's tons of awesome hits in there. There's still a lot of value. It is an easier set to grade in XY. And a lot of those PSA 10s are doing well. And what's cool is you can find value in just the reverse hollows and the hollows in that set. It doesn't have to be a major hit. So, that's why Evolutions is on the list. So Evolutions packs, they're going to be one for $25. It's pretty fair. I tried to keep all these prices in line with the current market, and I didn't want to upcharge anyone too much. Paradox Rift, 4 packs for only $15, and 151 is going to be 4 packs for only $25. All of these are going to be the main price. Now, if you're in the Nomics Fan Plus membership, it's like $4.99 a month. You get some cool emojis, but also you get 10% off all of these packs, as many as you want. So if you're doing the math in your head, $4.99 a month. If I buy over $50 in packs a month for box breaks, you're actually saving money. It's actually making you extra money by doing that. So if you do plan to purchase more than $50 in packs, I would strongly suggest just joining the Nomics Fan Plus membership on YouTube. And that way you can get 10% off all the packs you buy throughout the whole month, because I will be having more of these. This will not be the only one. Okay, before I jump into the video, one last thing. I revamped the recommended products page. Remember, if you remember before, it was like a whole bunch of lists. It was hard to tell what was what. Now it's much more user-friendly. I always get asked, Alex, what do you use for this? Alex, what do you use for that? Here's everything. Here's everything I use, everything I recommend. I broke it down from collection products, which is any type of your, protective cases, any type of Pokemon protective cases or video game protective cases, card display stands to stand up your PSA cards or other cards. Here's all the cases for, slabs, top loaders, bulk, or, you can put slabs in this box, maybe lower value or inventory. Here's all the different sleeves and, semi-rigids, top loaders and sleeves, all that. Here's all the shipping stuff. So, bubble mailers, I use those for top loaders and semi-rigids. I'll use the boxes for the PSA slabs, and I'll use these boxes for booster boxes and ETBs. Obviously, the tape bubble wrap, your, label printer and your labels. Shipping scale, you got to have one of those. And then, storage shelves. This is what you can store all those boxes on, which take up all that space. Guess what? You can probably fit like 50 grand on this one shelf. It's not a lot of space. And then last but not least, I got all the content products and services, webcams, microphones, studio lighting. It's what I use. And then Canvas, where you can make like thumbnails, logos, social posts. What I'm using right here, Streamyard. You can live stream or record on there. And then Fiverr, if you don't want to do any of this stuff yourself, guess what? You can freelance all that work out to trusted, skilled labor on Fiverr. So that's pretty much everything. If you do want to check any of that out, it is on nostalgianomics.com in the recommended products section. And the links to everything I use are right there for you. All right. With all that being said, that was a long sponsorship. Thanks for sticking through me on that one. Let's jump into this. Crown Zenith is what we're talking about. Yep. Crown Zenith is the next product apparently going to zero. So we all knew this reprint was coming. I'll be honest, though. This is dropping a lot faster than I thought it would and a lot harder than I thought it would. I mean, these ETBs, if you don't remember, they were hitting highs in like the mid 60s. And the reprint was announced. It was announced. And then you started to see the prices fall into, kind of the mid 50s. And so I figured, once the reprint hit, I figured it was kind of like the stock market. You know how that works is, kind of everyone anticipates what the news is going to be. And so a lot of the trading happens before the news. And so when the news actually hits, it doesn't really go, it doesn't affect the stocks as much as you think it would. I thought that was going to be like this with Pokemon. I figured, okay, everyone knows the reprint's coming. When it actually gets here, it may fall to like 50, a little under, but it probably won't have a dip. No. This is a massive reprint. Stores are dumping it. And look at this. I just wanted to show you this. So you're seeing these stores all undercut each other, 470s, 450s, all the way down to the 430s, even 440s, 430s. Look at this. You have all these big sellers in the 430s. Look what Flipside Gaming did. They said, we're just going to totally blow this market up. 404.91 a case of 10 Crown Zenith ETBs. I'm going to leave a link to this listing because, yes, even with this reprint, even in this quote-unquote downish market, I cannot see a world where picking up Crown Zenith for $405, $40.50 in ETB is a bad play. I just can't see it. So yes, I am going to leave a link to this in the description in the comment section if you do want to pick these up while they last. I mean, as you can see, none of the other stores are going that low. So they may be the only ones. When these sell out, we might not see prices this low again. Who knows? Maybe they'll go lower. I just think this is incredibly good price. As far as the single ETBs, it looks like they're leveling out in the 44 range, about $44. So you do get a little premium or a little less for buying a case. It's a little premium to buy the single box, which is normal. If you look at TCG Player, absolutely crazy. 490 these things are selling for. The last one sold for 450, but the lowest one now is 490. So going a good amount above eBay, which is kind of normal for TCG Player. Don't know why. It's a good place to sell your stuff. Not as good of a place to buy the sealed product usually. And then the single ETBs, again, right around $50. They're selling for $50. So they're selling for like $10 more than what you can buy per case on eBay. If you can see what I'm talking about, you can see right here, these were very clearly in the 60s for a while. So this is a massive drop. And we're talking like a, 30, 40% drop if you're talking by the case. Pretty massive for just a reprint. So that's I mean, I consider that almost a crash. Almost. If these go any lower, I almost start considering it a crash. As far as the cards go, here, obviously Crown Zenith has probably the most hits out of any set in all of Sword and Shield, maybe other than Evolution or Evolving Skies. And so, yeah, it's still a super strong set. I can't see this set doing terrible long term. Here's what the hits are doing. So Giratina, obviously, it's been down like everything else. The Arceus card, it's down, but not as drastic. The Mewtwo card's been going straight down. Kind of what you'd expect, right? The Dialga is actually down. Now it's recovering a little bit. And then also the Palkia, same thing. It's kind of trending down. I did look at some of the PSA copies. So Giratina, believe it or not, isn't seeing crazy declines. I mean, if you can see right here, these are recent, or these are back in August, 160s, 170s in August. And then now it's like 150s, right? So maybe like a 10% decrease. Nothing like we see in the ETBs and nothing even like the singles. If we look at the singles, this was in the 90s and now it's down in like the, under $70. So we're talking like a 20% plus decrease in the singles. So the PSA 10 copy is actually holding up relatively well. The Arceus, though, it's a different story. 150s, maybe 130 at auction back in August. And now it's, in the low hundreds, actually ending under 100 now. And so it's definitely seeing some major drops. And the Mewtwo as well. Right now it's going for like under $100, which is crazy for that card, in my opinion. And it was like in the close to 150 range, 140s, 150s. So that's a massive drop. I mean, these are 30% drops we're talking about. So, yeah, we are starting to see that now. Can these singles fall lower? Most likely. I'm sure a ton of this product's going to get opened, especially at $40 in ETB. Tons of singles are going to be hitting the market, and tons of those I'm sure are going to get graded. So, yeah, if I were me, if you're asking me what I would do, I'd hold off if you're trying to collect Crown Zenith PSA 10s or Crown Zenith singles. I think we're going to continue to see declines. Now, talking about the future of it, let's look at some other sets. Shining Legends, right? Or Shining Fates, okay? It did very well. I mean, anyone who doesn't remember, it was doing very well. $80, $90, $100 in ETB. Got the late reprint, got crushed, okay? Even Shining Fates, though, is seeing sales. Shining Fates, just $10.29, a couple days ago. It's selling for $460 to $440. Lowest one, $470 now. The ETB cases are selling. Look at the regular ETBs. They're selling at $50. Okay? 11.2. Today, $50. If Shining Fates, which we all can agree, that's a weak set. If that can stabilize and hold and even start to rise again into the high 40s, 50s, when that was in the 30s, I don't see a world where Crown Zenith can't catch itself and rise with how strong the set is. Pokemon Go, probably the weakest specialty set ever. Even it has sales, right? $9.28, $3.80 a case. Almost daily. 11/1. There was multiple sales yesterday at 35. And so, yeah, it's low, but it's selling, right? People are still buying it. And also seeing even Pokemon Go stabilize in the mid to high 30s, whether it be a case or a single box. I can't see Crown Zenith going much lower than $405 a case. I just can't see it. The worst sets in the era, some of the worst specialty sets ever are stabilized in that range. So that's when I see $405 a case. I got to say this is a pretty good buy. Let's look at like a Champion's Path, right? If you don't know the story of Champion's Path, came out during the pandemic. It shot up immediately to over $100 in ETB, got crushed with a reprint down to the 50s. Boom, right back up to almost $100 in ETB again. They sell in the low 90s. Okay, so that's kind of recovering. You can see when there's interest. Celebrations, you know the story there. It came out of the gate very, very heavily printed. There was ETBs everywhere. They stayed in the 50s for a long time. You could give them in the 40s too, near release. These have risen. Now, I get it. Celebrations, anniversary set. It's got base at Charizard. It's got a lot of nostalgia. I get that. But Crown Zenith is strong. I mean, obviously, it's a much stronger set than Celebrations. Celebrations has the nostalgia. It's got the base at Charizard, so it kind of equals each other out. But Celebrations, it's already $85 in ETB. It sat at 40s, 50s longer than Crown Zenith did before it started to rise before this reprint. So, look, I would just say, try to think logically, right? Try not to panic. Try to look at these prices and ask yourself what I just went over. How low have other specialty sets gone in the past? Are they still selling? Have they moved again? Have sets moved after large reprints? And if all those are true, maybe this is a good time to start loading up on more Crown Zenith, because that's the time you want to buy, is when no one else is, when the prices drop. You don't want to buy on the way up chasing everything. Also, as far as the singles go, I would probably hold back on those because, the thing that's good for the sealed market is not good for the singles market. A ton of this is going to get ripped. It's going to get ripped all over all the shipping channels, right? They're all going to rip this product. They're going to be able to sell the packs cheaper now. Everyone's going to want to see these cards. You are going to have mass amounts of this open, which is good for sealed products. It's going to help it move up even faster. However, it's not going to be as good for the singles because we're going to have more singles now than ever. So that's kind of my advice of what I'm doing. You do what's right for yourself. For me, I'm going to go ahead and hold off and wait on any of the singles or PSA cards, and I am probably going to be picking up a good amount more sealed at these lower prices. But you got to do what's right for you. I just put the info out there, and you can make the decisions yourself. Hey, make sure to take part in the pack break if you want to. If you're going to purchase over $50 in packs, it just makes sense to sign up for the Nomics Fan Plus membership. It'll save you some money. We will be doing that next Monday on November 6th. That night, I'll announce the time later, probably like 7 or 8 or 9 at night, something like that, so everyone can watch. And yeah, make sure to check out the website if you have any products for your collection, shipping, streaming, recording stuff you need. They are all on there. And the last thing before I leave, Too Much Tuna. I still haven't heard from you on the Charizard. All you got to do, man, reach out to me, nostalgianomics@gmail.com, and, give me proof that this is you. We'll check that you're subscribed to all Poppin's, social medias, and I will send this out to you 100% free. You won, man. Make sure to reach out to me. That's all I got today, guys. Hope to see you back here in a new video soon. I am out.